Reading is one of those nerdy qualities, always made fun of, yet it always commanded some respect from everybody. Now, within the Indian context, reading as a whole isn't that much of a thing. Given our slow growth of literacy rates and the lack of encouragement for any activity other than studying, reading for leisure and just for the sake of reading hardly seems like a great pastime activity in our country. Coupled with the rise of social media and short form content, along with its negative consequences of shrinking attention spans, the future of reading seems bleak. But that's not the topic for today. The topic today is a crisis inside the reading community of our country. If we take academic books out of context for this video, most books read for leisure and for the sake of reading fall broadly into two categories: fiction and nonfiction. Both are great in their own respects. Now, within the nonfiction reading sphere, the largest share is occupied by one category called self-help books. It's such a large chunk of our nation's nonfiction reading that from a bird's eye perspective, India looks like a nation of helpless people trying out every other thing available in the bazaar to get out of misery, to be saved by some intellectual, a hack that can turn their life upside down overnight. It's so overwhelming in the nonfiction sphere that out of the 50 bestsellers in the nonfiction category at Crossword, more than 30 are occupied by self-help books. Needless to say, as somebody who reads a lot of nonfiction, I was somewhat offended. So you may ask, what's wrong with reading nonfiction and letting people enjoy what they like?
Title could just directly be talking to the person.
I'm a badass? Me? Dang. What?
I'm sorry, the mountain is who? I think you got the wrong guy, Pat.
While I agree with this sentiment that people shouldn't be genre shamed and should read what they want, a part of me believes that variety is the spice of life. Imagine a world with just one color, one food, one language, one dress, etc. Don't you think it would be a boring world and a disservice to human intelligence and our spirit of exploration and curiosity? A slight disservice we are doing to ourselves. There are a whole lot of genres such as memoirs, autobiographies, biographies, true crime, pop science, narrative nonfiction, travelogues, etc. Nothing wrong with reading self-help books as a whole if it helps and if that's what you want to read. Books, both fiction and nonfiction, can be used to inspire people, initiate discussions, and awaken public consciousness. Nonfiction books can do this by providing hard facts and reasoning regarding matters of importance. Now, why is this important in the present world where we have social media and other electronic media where information can be dispersed at an even faster rate? The reason is the slow spread of information itself. See, books actually give the reader the chance to fully immerse themselves in an idea before they make any concrete decision. Unlike the electronic media, which in its current form depends more on the shock value of the content being presented to hold the viewer's attention. This is especially true for social media, which is even changing the neural pathways of the human brain and shrinking our attention spans. A notable example of this is a book titled Silent Spring by Rachel Carson, published in 1962. At that time, environmental and health concerns were not a big part of U.S. political consciousness. Her book started the discourse, which eventually led to the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, in the U.S. in 1970 by the Nixon administration. Now, it doesn't always have to be about saving the earth or some grand political agenda. It can be simple, inspiring true stories that become so popular they can shape the cultural consciousness of an entire population. A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking, published in 1992, remains one of the most read books of all time and has definitely motivated a generation of kids to pursue science as a career. We hardly find such examples specific to our country. The closest examples in the Indian scenario might be the works of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, especially his autobiography Wings of Fire, published in 1999. Now, I would like to end my rant by saying that you should read whatever you like. Reading just for the sake of reading is one of the pleasures of life and should be pursued with no other motives in mind. All other things are added benefits that may or may not be reaped by you.
Hey, this is me. I'm the producer of this video, and if you have reached till here, I have a special message for you. We are new to YouTube and we would like some suggestions, and we are still figuring things out. If you have any suggestions of what things you like, what you didn't like, was this video good or bad or whatever, drop a comment. Or even if you don't have suggestions, please drop a comment. It's good for algorithm, I guess. So see you. Thank you for watching and have a good time. Peace out.